this is this section of the book, and I wanted to go ahead and dedicate this to Joel and Libby, fellow Michiganders. I can't really call myself a Michigander, but I loved living there. To be born like this, you'll probably recognize some of the references, by the way. To be born like this. Better days and all that vanishes into the fly-specked meadow. The rigged sick bird, the ensuing days of September and October. Imagine one never arrives, but builds rather the conurbation's fiction to hold. The sun in the naked flora, cows in the dim grass, time in the open leaves. Drunk again, night engraves in me. I'll make myself until I reach the very core. Dark becomes October, and a murder of crows in the leaning spires. In the heat lamp warmth, I sit in the torn and padded booths of Alice's Wonderland Cafe and sip autumn reflecting in the soapy pool of a coffee mug. I become preoccupied with the nakedness among people's lives. Thus far, the strangeness is an acquaintance with the winter writhing, a bloody moon over Camp Grayling, a lover's moon over Island Park, a small town moon over Millbrook and Blanchard Mill. Again, night engraves in me. I'll make myself until I reach the very core. Thin sash of light, sleet on black ash, and reduced always to the to and fro. Near the interstate, tires tether frozen tarps to stacks of hay, and what I raised there in the imaginary, a would-be man. Handsome body, no longer whittled to a few sad shapes of chafed bone. Better days now, and all that blossoms in the fly-specked meadow. A calf-littered moon over Mission Creek, an antediluvian moon over Saginaw Bay. But how mal-lit and bawling is the tumult of dawn, how tattered the hem of sparrows sewn into the horizon. So in thinking about the manuscript, and of course I'm really considering place to be one of those pivotal elements of the book, and even though this really actually took place outside of Des Moines, Iowa, I was driving to Red Wing, Minnesota, where I was going to go to a residency at the Anderson Center. And as I was driving toward Des Moines, Iowa, there were these signs on the side of the highway that said, "Urban sprawl ain't pretty, keep it in the city." And I thought, how apt, I mean, for a poem and sense of place. So not only, well, this was actually Hamilton County, but I moved to Gratiot County and absolutely loved the barns in Michigan that I used to see driving around the state. So night aches at its stem for C.D. Wright. A warm rain, east-facing three-petal leaden flowers of Gratiot County and the bloated seams of the oval barn just join in the rain gray breaking. Everywhere, everything changes without reason. Meadow of serviceberry, shadbush bullied at the stalk. Still, driving east, the nakedness comes. Fields swollen, streets asphalt black, and glass slick in cloudburst. Yield-driven, America is embracing its old ghosts. Clearly disciplined and put to repair are its bodies. Not so much dreaming as sleeping. Not so much sleeping as a rickety noise of morning eager to bloom. So, I used to be a wonderful fan of sonnets, not that I'm not now, but really pushing the form of a sonnet. And I was reading Ted Berrigan's sonnets and decided I might try to borrow some lines, right, and see where a small sequence of them might go. This is Autobiography of Cut Paper, after with lines borrowed from Ted Berrigan. 1. Dear Lorca, hello. It's 5:15 a.m. Everywhere, the gray faces of virgins. You are asleep. A bald light sings to itself, and these marvelous stars keep disappearing. Now, age you once were, we need never be rivals. In my dream, Aragon keeps slipping away. It's 10:13 a.m. Tell me again who I am. Oak Park, Michigan is filled with gossip. How strange to be gone in a minute. Pure reason, and all day, frost, frost. Too many ticks in the deer-armed trees, men. I wake up aching from gin. I walk out in the sad town and look for you. My boat, my dream, a boat frail as a butterfly. 2. Grace to be born and live. Dear Berrigan, to think of you today in Detroit, wind filled with wild mint, the spoils and the wreckage, dead men float by me. Writing in the studio, Buñuel is dead. Clarity, clarity, there's no such thing. It was summer, we were there, all those radio waves, warm and delicate words. South of Dow Chemical, I should have known better. Warm and delicate words in the crevices of my window. Old prophets, help me believe. I am truly, horribly upset. Carradine is dead. How strange to be gone in a minute. Street gutters flushed with rain from Bangkok. 3. My dream, a boat frail as a butterfly, street gutters flushed with rain from Bangkok. I walk out in the sad town and look for you. How strange to be gone in a minute. I wake up, body aching from the soft bed. I'm horribly upset. David Carradine is dead. Too many ticks in the deer arm trees, men. Old prophets, help me believe. Pure reason, and all day, Coolidge, Coolidge. Warm and delicate words in the crevices of my window. How strange to be gone in a minute. South of Dow Chemical, I should have known better. Oak Park, Michigan is filled with gossip, warm and delicate words. 4. Dear Lorca, hello. It's 10:13 a.m. Grace to be born and live. In my dream, I'd go and keep slipping away. To think of you today in Detroit, now, age you once were, we need never be rivals. Wind filled with wild mint, and these marvelous stars keep disappearing. The spoils and the wreckage, dead men float by me. You are asleep. A bald light sings to itself. Writing in the studio, Buñuel is dead. Everywhere, the grave faces of virgins. The wedding party overcoated near the south lawn, summer, and all of those radio waves. It's 12:15 p.m. I'm gathering my absurdities. So the next poem is, again, one of those, perhaps, love poems, A Short History of Waiting.